everyone, and welcome back. So I have got a reaction to 50 useless geography facts inspired by Jack Sucks at Geography. He's done a few videos like this. I had someone comment on a video a while ago saying, hey, why don't you just do some of these yourself like he does? So here we go. Let's get into it.
Hello and welcome back to another episode of Fun Geographical Facts. Let's get right into it, since you and I both don't like long intros.
The link to the original video, as always, will be below.
France is the largest country in Europe with an area of 640,000 square kilometers.
No.
Big,
No, it's
huh?
not.
Well, compare it to Russia and you would barely see France.
This is not a promising start. I saw this because I literally put geography facts into YouTube and it came up with this. There's a couple of issues there. One, France isn't the largest country in Europe. And weirdly, he's actually currently pointing out who is, which is Russia. Russia's not only the largest country in Europe, but the largest country in the world. The only thing I can think is that he's going, well, actually, it's both in Europe and in Asia, so we don't class it. But then, if you take Russia out, France still isn't the biggest country in Europe. Ukraine is. Ukraine is... What? Like, the only way this works is if... I'm guessing it's a French person that's made this this stat, because France classes all of its islands and territories as France. So this is something that not every country does. A lot of countries don't do this. They just have territories and they're not classed as part of their landmass. France does class it as part of the landmass. I know this because I have got a few French friends. And they do have it as their landmass, because I'm pretty sure France's landmass is below 600. It's not 640. So the only way this works is if they're classing their like little enclaves and islands and stuff all over the world. And then I think it just about brings them ahead of Ukraine. But as it is, just France on its own, it's third. I'm pretty sure it's third. I think it's Russia's top, easily top, as he's saying now. Then Ukraine, then France, and I think then probably Germany, I'm guessing, after that. But yeah, no, France just isn't. I really hope it doesn't continue like this, because this isn't a fun fact. This is a let's mess with the stats fact. So
France fits into Russia 26 times.
Exactly.
While Africa's largest country, Algeria, at 2.4 million square kilometers, would fit 7 times into Russia.
Yes,
if I ask you where you would like to live instead of the country you live in right now, you would probably say Spain or some other country where it's hot.
Nope.
But did you ever think of Iceland?
Weirdly enough, I'd have said Norway, which is equally as cold.
Iceland seems pretty nice, since it's listed as the second happiest country in the world after Finland, since it has no crime rate at all, and besides that, there are no mosquitoes in the country, since the conditions are pretty terrifying.
How crazy is that? Sorry,
creatures.
I keep stopping this, but how fucking crazy is that? There's no crime. There's no crime. Iceland is crimeless. What the fuck?
Maybe you already know
Norway,
it, but Norway stretches so far to the north that it actually borders Russia.
Yeah.
The fun thing about this is that it means there's only one country between Norway and the USA, since Russia borders USA. Norway is even so long, 1,770 kilometers, that you can compare it with the distance from Berlin in Germany to Istanbul in Turkey, which is a distance of 1,736 kilometers in a straight line.
That's mental.
If you were to make this journey in a straight line, you would have passed through 6 countries in total. You can also compare it with the distance of Oslo to Rome and New York to Miami. Yes, it is indeed bizarre.
I'm glad he's using different, I mean, it's a geography thing, but I'm glad he's using like different things from around the world. So Americans understand, Europeans understand, and everything. This is a really good. Apart from that first one, I'm liking this so far. Really good. Really good. I like the way he's doing it.
Yet
sorry, I know I'm
Chile,
stopping a lot.
This is
it's
not
like
that long at all.
really fast, but
Chile is 4,270 kilometers long,
see, that
which is an astonishing 2.4 times longer than Norway.
Because I thought it was even longer than that.
There are 11 countries whose capitals have the same original name as that of their country. Luxembourg, Monaco, San Marino, Singapore, Vatican, Andorra, Djibouti, Guatemala, Kuwait, Mexico, and Panama. These are the countries. Now the names of the capitals of them. Just joking around, of course. Africa is the second largest continent in the world, both by surface and population. They also exist out of 55 states. Denmark's size can be compared to that of the Netherlands, with 43,000 square kilometers of land. But is this correct? The answer is no. Denmark is actually among the largest countries in the world. Since Greenland is part of Denmark's republic, which means Denmark actually has an incredible
Okay, yeah, so he's doing the statty thing again. Now, in fairness, Denmark is fully controlled. Greenland is fully controlled by Denmark. But I don't believe Denmark considers it Danish, like, to be classed as its landmass. I know the UK doesn't. With like the UK landmass doesn't include Isle of Man, Jersey, Guernsey, Gibraltar. It doesn't include our overseas stuff. It just includes the mainland, and I think Denmark's the same. So although they have Greenland, it doesn't class towards their side. As far as I know, if you're from Denmark and you know how your country defines it, please let me know. I know France defines it as other stuff, which is how you got the first stat. I'm almost certain we don't do it in the UK. In fact, I'm more than certain. I used to teach geography. But like, I don't know if Denmark does. I don't think it does. Obviously, it's still Danish land, but there's difference between it being Danish and it being classed as Danish mainland, if that makes any sense. If there's any Danish people out there, please help me.
Length of 2.2 million square kilometers.
Yes, Greenland is fucking huge.
Speaking at the moment of making this video, India and China almost have the exact same amount of people
India's
in their country,
now larger,
with a difference between the two of only 32,000
updated,
people.
yeah. India's bigger.
India is finally bigger than China in terms of population. Just to switch things up, let's do some facts about flags.
Hey!
There are only 2 countries which have 8 colors in their flags: Costa Rica and Guatemala.
Okay.
Also, there are no
Costa Rica and Guatemala. It's because of the. Okay, it's because of the main thing. Because I was like, how the fuck? But yeah, it's
flags with one color. It died out when Libya changed their flag from fully green to this.
Yeah, that was after the
This is the flag of Estonia, which at first seems pretty boring.
I like it.
It, however, represents the blue sky, the black forest, and the white snow. Same thing with the flag of Ukraine, which represents the blue sky and the known wheat fields in Ukraine. The flag of the Philippines is perfectly symmetrical, not without reason. The blue in the flag stands for peace, truth, and justice, while the red stands for patriotism and valor.
I see this all the time on chess.com.
The flag is symmetrical because in times of war, the flag hangs the other way around with red pointing upwards. This is the flag of Mars, with red representing now and green and blue representing a habitable future for human.
There's a flag of Mars? There's a fucking flag of Mars. Okay.
On the planet. The flag of Afghanistan has changed for 27 times through the years. This is the flag of Bangladesh, and the circle of this flag is not right in the middle, but a little bit more to the left. It was created so that if the flag waves, it would look like the circle is in the middle. The flag of Norway.
That's like when you hang a door, and the you don't hang it like if you look at the door, the hinges aren't exactly the same space, because otherwise it looks weird. I like that. That's a good idea.
Doesn't exactly only represents its own country, because inside it you could find the flags of Indonesia, Poland, Finland, France, Netherlands, and Thailand.
I like that.
This is the flag of Egypt.
Really nice one.
This is the flag of Yemen, and this is the flag of Iraq. They all have the same similar 3 horizontal stripes with the colors red,
genuinely
white,
never
and
even
black.
thought about that before, and I've
red
known those
stands
flags.
for unity and blood, white for a bright future, and black for the darker times they have had in the past.
Fair.
Egypt and Iraq added their symbols on it, while Yemen's flag was the base flag of the 3. With 12 different hues, Belize's flag boasts the most colors of any country in the world.
Look at that flag. This is a fucking amazing flag. I'm sorry. Just the amount of detail and stuff on there. That was created by a flag maker. That's what that was. That's fucking awesome.
Let's get back to the geography facts. In 2020, Monaco was the most densely populated country in the world, with about 19,500 people per square kilometer.
So there you go. If you have money and you don't want to...
This is 8,000 more people than live in all of Tuvalu, which is 26 square kilometers.
Yeah, but Tuvalu's like not populated.
Australia, on the other hand, is one of the most sparsely populated countries in the world.
Yeah, it's way bigger than you think it is.
3.3 people per square kilometer.
Yeah.
France had a total number of tourists of 90 million in 2019. France is therefore the most visited country in the world almost every year. The only nation with 3 capitals is South Africa. Pretoria is one of the nation's capital. Cape Town and Bloemfontein, the latter of which has a population of 4 million.
The only reason I ever remember
With
Bloemfontein is
8,890 kilometers, Canada and the United States have the world's longest border in the world. The distance between Perth in Australia and Jakarta in Indonesia is shorter than the distance between Perth and Sydney.
Australia is way bigger than you think it is.
Closer to almost every capital of the neighboring countries than it is to Germany's capital, Berlin.
Damn.
Now you know how weird the location of the capital is. If looking at the map of North Africa, it's notable that almost all of the state capitals are located at the sea.
Makes sense.
South Africa has...
That makes perfect sense though, because I think African capitals tend to be more original capitals than a lot of other countries. Like, I think they tend to either still have the same capital they've had for a long time, or they've gone back to the capitals they used to have in Africa, unlike in Europe, where we seem to move them around a lot. But that makes perfect sense, because the sea is where you do your trade. So it makes sense. You have your trade there, put your capital there. It makes perfect sense.
10% of the total bird species on Earth. About 900 different types of birds can be found all over the country, from ostriches to peacocks, and vultures to even penguins.
Different types of bird? Like, what the fuck?
South Africa is also the born place of the rich and famous Elon Musk.
Yep.
If you drilled a tunnel straight through the Earth, it would take 42 seconds for an average person to fall to the other side.
That does not seem slow enough.
The names of all the continents end with the same letter with which they start, which is pretty crazy if you think about it. Russia produces more oxygen.
However, that is also an up-in-the-air fact, because not everyone classes continents as the same. So, for instance, in the UK, it's North America and South America. So North America and South America don't then end with the same, because there's no Americas. It's not the Americas to us. The Americas is something we would have said back when it was a colony. It's North America and South America, which is, I think, a lot of Europe actually adopts that continent, and even some Americans, and this guy sounds American, so I thought some states in America also adopted South and North America, because, yeah, I've actually, most Americans I've heard adopt it as North and South America, not the Americas. The Americas is like saying Eurasia for Europe and Asia. That's not technically right, so that last one I'm a bit sus about.
Oxygen than any other country in the world. Siberia is home to approximately 25% of the world's forests, which covers more land than the continental United States.
That is surprising.
In Japanese tradition, blue and green are seen as various tones of the same hue. Instead of green for go, traffic lights there have blue lights. There are 9 nations that share borders with Germany. Poland and the Czech Republic are in the east. Switzerland and Austria are in the south. France is in the southwest. Denmark is in the north, and the Netherlands, Belgium, and Luxembourg are in the west.
Sorry, did he just miss out Liechtenstein? Because Liechtenstein exists, and doesn't Liechtenstein also border Germany?
Yeah. New Yorkers drink 7 times more coffee than people in the rest of America. That's 7 times.
That's why they're so fucking angry.
Here's a weird one, but definitely one worth to mention. People in New York bite 10 times more people than sharks do worldwide each year. So if you...
It's the coffee. It's the fucking coffee. Tone down the coffee. Stop biting people. Any New Yorkers out there, tone down the fucking coffee. Drink tea like us. I say this knowing that the last drink I had was coffee, but anyway.
You consider going to New York sometime? Well, consider again. Americans consume 3 billion pizzas per year. Now, the United States has around 335 million people, which means that each person consumes an average of 9 pizzas per year. Before I tell you the last insane fact, which is without a doubt the best of the video, please leave a like and subscribe to the channel.
What music is this?
Here's the bonus fact for the people who made it until the end. So, if the Netherlands were to shrink, Germany would be larger in terms of size. But what if Portugal were to shrink? Well, Germany would still be larger than the Netherlands.
What the fuck was that? Okay. That music started. The music just. It was like 2 or 3 different songs playing all together in there. That was interesting. There was definitely a lot of stuff there I didn't know. However, there were like 4 things there that were either completely wrong or manipulating the truth a little bit. The France thing, it's not the biggest unless you're very specific about how you recognize stuff. The continents, again, only for certain people. A lot of people have 7 continents. So, yeah, some of it was just plain wrong. Some of it was but it's still fun. There's 50 things there. Even if you got half of them wrong, that's still quite a lot that are fun facts. Something to say at a party. Even if it's wrong, fuck it, it'll start a conversation. I hope you've enjoyed that. Something a little bit different. Just a bit of geography because I got inspired by Jack Sucks at Geography doing things like this, but I didn't want to use one of the same videos, so I found something different. So hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you on Friday.